Howdy diddly do, everybody. I don't know why I always... Okay, whatever. Dylan here. Welcome back to the channel. Where have I been? That's a good question. Summarize it real quick before we get into the review. Where Peacock got rid of everything, I decided we're going to put the old school reviews on a hiatus till Netflix picks up everything. If Netflix picks up everything, we'll see about that. I'll keep you updated. But for now, let's do the Raw review. I can at least do that. This is the first Raw on Netflix. It happened last night, aka January the 6th. I can do math. 2025. Let's get into it. So since this is like a new beginning, so to speak, I just wanted to comment on the entrance. They still have the same like WWE intro, the then, now, forever thing. It just has the Netflix like ba-doom at the beginning, which honestly feels more cursed than it should. They showed the Intuit Dome in LA, like the outside view of it, and Michael Cole talks up the show and what to expect and that celebrities are here. They had a new camera shot, which I think they may have used for a little bit, but it's like a 360 shot they do throughout the whole show. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool seeing it. I hope they incorporate that into more episodes. They show Seth, CM Punk, the whole Judgment Day, and Rhea arriving as they hype up their two matches. Then we go ringside, where there's a big-ass cube in the middle of the ring. Spoiler alert, it's a curtain, not a cube. I thought it was the new version of, like, the mini-trons they do around the arena. I thought it was pretty dope looking either way. But the whole time there's a promo being narrated about how wrestling has changed pop culture and cinematography throughout the years, narrated by Triple H. And as this is happening, there is a guy painting on a canvas like the likes of like Hulk Hogan and John Cena and Cody Rhodes, you know, WWE royalty, so to speak. They show the video on the screen mostly, and the audio was arena footage. I thought that's how like Netflix was going to start doing this, so I commented on it being bad, but thankfully that's not how they do it later on. This was just a ruse. Sorry if the audio sounds different. My cat just fucked things up. But anyway, there's a big ass like pyro explosion above the cube, and then it falls down because it's a curtain, not a cube. And in the middle of the ring is Triple H. He gets a big pop from the crowd and does this great like big hype promo about how the WWE is great and they're grateful for Netflix. Thank you, Netflix. Please don't kick us off the air. He does his normal like "Are you ready?" stick, and then he welcomes us to the Netflix era of the WWE, and big ass pyro goes off after he says that, and it's literally like less than a foot away from his face. Holy shit, that must have burned. After that, we get a shot of the arena with the new logo. And it might or might not be in the thumbnail, but I'll tell you this much. I like the new logo. It fits the whole Netflix vibe. As far as the arena is concerned, I'm 95% sure it's the same arena they were using towards the end of like 2024, where it's like small Titantron and crowd in the background, then ramp to the ring. The only difference might be is I keep on calling them the mini-trons. I don't know what you'd call it, but it's like the arena footage above the ring. It's circular now, and they put some cool-ass graphics on it throughout the show. I just want to highlight that as somebody in digital cinematography. 10 out of 10. That shit's fucking awesome. The celebration ends up getting interrupted by darkness, and again, it has this like cool visual effect on top of the new Arenatron, as I'm going to call it. And then the final boss comes out with this, again, such sick-ass looking graphics. This whole show, everybody feels like they're doing multiple genres instead of one genre they're particularly good at. So this one, the best way I can describe it is the thing behind the rock looks like really trippy looking, like you're going through like a time portal. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like cool. They use a lot of blues and cool colors behind it. Looks sick. When you get the visual shot of him on the ramp, the fog like legit covers up his feet. That's gonna look so sick if the Undertaker ever comes back as like the Phenom Undertaker. By the way, for commentary tonight, Pat McAfee and Michael Cole are on. Pat's returning, and I think it's maybe just a one-night thing, or it could be a permanent thing with the Netflix deal. I'm not sure one way or another. But the crowd's cheering The Rock into the arena because, I mean, come on, it's The Rock. As soon as he comes out and does the whole goosebumps thing on the arm, I knew we were getting promo Rock. We're not getting the final boss. He cusses during the entrance and it gets censored, which is weird considering throughout the rest of the show and the promo he even gives later on tonight, it doesn't get censored. So I guess that's something, I don't really know why they censored it, to be honest. The commentary talks up how The Rock for 20 years has been, forgive me, I forget what it's actually called. I'm going to call it the High Chief in the Samoan Dynasty. But it's like the highest of honors you can receive. Also, it's dope that for the credits that Netflix gives, for the subtitles that Netflix gives the musical talents credits also. I saw Electrifying by Jim Johnson on my screen, and I was like, what the fuck? They actually give credits for these now? So The Rock, like, soaks in the crowd, and then he talks about how when he was a little pebble, he would travel across the nation with his dad, and how the only way you used to be able to do it is order either by cable or, like, watch it on tickets. So it's awesome now how you can watch it via Netflix. Netflix, please don't shut us down. We love you, Netflix. Anyways, he talks about how tonight's the largest gate for the WWE. He thanks everybody a bunch of times, says the word bullshit uncensored, and then he does his, like, finally, The Rock has come back to Las Vegas shtick. He acknowledges his people, in other words, the people that helped him get to here, and some great people, including Cody Rhodes, who he looks at, and he says to tell Mama Rhodes that The Rock says hello. They laugh about it, whatever. He then acknowledges Roman Reigns as a tribal chief, and then plugs the tribal combat bout later on tonight, which, spoiler alert, it literally is the next match. So I don't know what happened there. I guess there wasn't communication. He then says how he loves all the people in the crowd and people watching, blah, blah, blah. Let's get the show on the road. He then stalls, after saying, let's get the show on the road, he then stalls before he says, is cooking after, if you smell, for like 10 minutes. Him and Cody hug it as he's leaving, so I guess that feud is dead, or at least for now it's not a thing, I don't know. So my comment off the bat with that is, that's my comment. No, my comment off the bat is that the last time we saw The Rock, he was still the final boss, and he did the 1, 2, 3 throat slit thing. So maybe we'll come back to that later. And I understand for your first show on Netflix, a lot of eyes are on it, so you don't want to immediately have The Rock, one of the most famous people around, come out and shit on the WWE. So maybe we'll gradually get back into WWE programming. But I understand tonight was just like a little hype thing, just to say thank you. It's a big event thing. After that, Solo then comes out instead of interrupting The Rock like I wish he would have done, and we get our tribal combat match, which I could have sworn was the main event, so that's interesting. This is the first match of the night, so the thing I saw off the bat is that the refs now have solid black t-shirts, which look great. It's a neutral color, so I don't like that. I wish it was more Raw, and then eventually when they have it SmackDown themed, but I understand it fits the whole Netflix branding gray. The crowd off the bat chants, fuck you, Solo, and it feels so great not to hear that censored. During the match, they have a banner at the bottom with the announcers and the interviewers for the show, which I appreciate them actually getting credit. Thank you for that. First thing that happened during this blood feud match was a lockup. So, I mean, I understand they were trying to show who's the stronger one in that regard, but it's also a blood feud. Forget lockups, we're going straight to weapons, even if you are family. Roman was so close at one point to winning. Basically what happened was Solo had him beaten down in the corner. And again, this was like a 45 to hour long minute match, so shout out to the men for doing that. But, long story short, Solo had him in the corner and he was like, I loved you. I didn't want to get rid of you and the family. All you had to do was acknowledge me. He had him choked out with a Singapore cane. Roman overpowers him, slides underneath him and powerbombs him through a table. And it gets a 2 count because Tama Tonga pulls out the referee. He gets a big boo and all that stuff. Then Jacob Fatu comes out into the ring and messes up Roman Reigns. He gets a Samoan spike from Solo, and it's only a 2 count. I wish this was the point where like somebody else comes out and saves Roman from like the babyface side to maybe protect that finisher, but hey, who am I? After that spot happens, Solo and Jacob start getting in referee Chad Patton's face, and then Solo gives him a Samoan spike. That cues Sammy and Jimmy Uso to come out and even the odds for Roman. They super kick Solo into the corner and give him a haluva kick, and that leads into the spear. Unfortunately, there wasn't a ref, so after the ref runs down the ramp, it only gets a 2 count. See, that's how you protect the finisher. You should learn, Solo. You should learn how to protect that Samoan spike. Jamie and Sammy end up even the odds by driving back Tama and Jacob Fatu until Kevin Owens comes into the ring and tries to cost Reigns the match. Unfortunately, the stunner don't mean shit anymore because it only gets a 2 count. Cody then comes out after a little bit of shenanigans to even the odds and save Roman from taking a pile driver from Owens. Again, just like the cynical side of me is coming out real quick. So you see during this, like, he has him up for the pile driver and then Cody's music hits. To be honest, logical sense would have it that I'm rapping, as soon as I hear the part of Kingdom, I would freaking wrap those arms and just spike him, not giving a fuck. But, you know, that's wrestling for you. You gotta stop when the good guy's song hits. Cody reverses like a jab or something like that and hits a Cody cutter off the ropes. They end up brawling into the crowd. After a sequence of moves, Reigns ends up reversing a Samoan spike into a spear, and then he hits a spear from the corner after the like ooh ah, and he wins with a 3 count. He wins Tribal Combat and becomes your true OTC, only Tribal Chief. Now, I thought there's something else that'll come up later, but I'm going to comment on this part now since the match is over. I thought during the match that Paul Heyman maybe would betray Roman, but I guess you need a definitive ending to 2024's story to wrap up everything. So I understand where they're coming from. I'm not mad how it ended. They just played it super safe, which again, if you're trying to get new viewers in, it kind of makes sense to play it safe. But what's coming up kind of confused me. Afterwards, The Rock comes out, and as Roman is being anointed by Paul hands him over the Ulafala, and he ends up anointing him with it. They stare down for a second. The Rock even removes his sunglasses, and then they do their muscular men hand grabs. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like the Roman hand grab, where muscles up, hands together. It's crazy looking. But anyway, we truly get the good ending of WWE as they walk away together. I'm telling you, something had to happen to where The Rock's like, hey, I can't do Mania, and they just had to cancel this storyline, I swear. We then go backstage to see Punk stretching out his legs for the match later on tonight, and he's in the Triple X jacket, so you know this has to be a big deal, Phil. When we come back from a commercial break, they confirm in a little ad that the zeros that have been thrown up on the screen for the past couple of weeks is for Penta. I hope they call him Penta Zero again. That'd be dope. Then after that, we get an ad for Royal Rumble, next year's Royal Rumble, specifically in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Hopefully this year, that means that this year we won't have to watch the Royal Rumble at 3 a.m. or something like that over in the States. Yeah, you tell him, Pumpkin. I don't want to be up that late either. We come back after a bunch of plugs with celebrities and wrestlers, and then John Cena comes out, as was teased. I'm not sure if he officially said he'd be on the show or not, but it was pretty dope. His new gear for the ring looks also sick. I have to buy everything. I'm a mark. It looks so freaking good. I always like Cena in the blue, to be honest. It works. I don't know if it's the jorts or what, but it works. As soon as I saw him come out and I saw that one vein in his arm popping, I knew that we were getting old school Cena promo coming back and that we're getting old Cena back. He's in the gym 50-50, 25-7, only sleeping for 2 hours. Yeah, we got this. We got old school Cena. Sorry, wait, 25-7. That means he would actually be adding an up. Whatever, you get what I'm saying. We're getting old school Cena where he's busting ass and taking heads and putting himself over, and I love it. After he theorizes on the year ahead for him and explains that he doesn't believe right now that title win number 17 is going to happen. He drives home how much he has lost for the past years. I think it's been like 2,000 something days, basically almost 3,000 days since he has won a match. And that if he was to win number 17, he would have to do something like survive the Elimination Chamber, grab a Money in the Bank, or maybe win a Royal Rumble. As soon as he says that last one, a light bulb then goes off in his head saying, wait a minute, what if he enters the Rumble? I love how, like, it actually sounds like he had an epiphany there instead of, like, some acting stuff. He's like, wait a minute, I got this idea. It's so beautiful. I'm biased this year. This is the one year of my life that I'm okay with Super Cena. Like, I'm talking about this man could come out, win the Intercontinental title, win the U.S. title, win the WWE Championship, win the World Heavyweight title, win the Money in the Bank, challenge himself at WrestleMania, and I would be perfectly fine with that. Or maybe even challenge himself to a triple threat since he won the Rumble too. He can win everything this year, and I'll be okay with that. I just hope, before all said and done, I really do hope he wins that IC title, considering I think that's the only title Mr. Cena hasn't won. Minus the new World Heavyweight title, but since it has the OG World Heavyweight lineage in it, it doesn't count. We then get the worst pre-recording of my life, where the Paul brothers doing like this face thing, saying that he joined Team Raw. And God, I thought he retired. I thought life was good for me. Unfortunately, the opposite is admitted here because he said that he's now going to commit all of his focus to the WWE and nothing else, no ifs, ands, or buts. And I plead, go back to the other things. Leave the WWE alone. It's okay. We'll be fine without you. I promise. I pinky promise, as a matter of fact. If you just want to stay retired, that's okay. That works out for me. You're not a babyface. You're a dick. Nobody likes you. Thankfully, Liv Morgan ends up cutting off like that promo or something like that because they're rushing cues tonight. I don't know if like times were thrown off or what, but Liv Morgan comes out to go against Rhea Ripley for her title. They have dope ass graphics in the ring. I can finally see the reference in that like Cry About It thing where it's kind of like a Mean Girls parody thing. Especially since they now have the XOXO Live thing. I don't know if they had that already, but, you know, I say now, but, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. During Rhea's entrance, it genuinely felt like a metal concert was happening, so that was so freaking sick to watch. Whoever did the graphics and the lighting for this new Netflix, freaking pay them billions. I just noticed it on this one. I don't know if they did it for the first one or not. Like, I don't know if they played, like, the OG Monday Night Raw theme. But during this celebrity call-out segment, they played Across the Nation. And I said, no, wait a minute. Am I hearing Move to the Music, play that flipping music? And I said, well, matter of fact, I am. What the heck? So that popped me. After that, we get Liv versus Rhea. It's a good match. After a pretty good back and forth, Raquel tries to sneak a chair in while Dom's distracting her. Liv ends up hitting Oblivion on that chair, but for some reason it was only a 2. I guess when they replaced her orbital bone or whatever, kayfabe, they put a metal plate in her head or something. After some sequences later, Rhea reverses the Oblivion to hit 2 Riptides back to back to win her title back. As she's celebrating, Dom tries to sneak up on her, but she ends up catching him halfway through the sneak. He pretends that he wants to get back with her, and she also pretends the same, putting her title down, sticking out the arms, and then low-blowing him. She then gives him a retide? I don't like that. A riptide for the segment to naturally end. Hopefully that means this feud comes to a natural progression. It was a good ending. If hopefully it's an ending. I know they have to have a blow-off match, but I'm hoping Liv's like, if I can't beat you, then Raquel will, and that'll lead to a new program. That'll work for me. At least you're building stars that aren't these two sillies. They don't need to be built. They're already over. Alright, whatever. Grandpa, go back to bed. During the end of that match, Michael Cole hits me with arguably the line of the year, and it's only the first show. He asks, what happens if Dom ends up breeding? And that's dumped me enough to forget just any other further questions of this match I had. As she's leaving, the Undertaker comes out for some reason. They do like the one arm hand pose at the end of the ramp. She sticks her title out over her back, and then they have a sick ass shot where they both look behind them. It looks so fucking dope. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if I do the little square in the bottom, it's probably gonna be that if I can find it. Then we watch everybody not named New Day celebrating up in the like celebrity box. New Day's just got their arms crossed, and then people are ignoring them. When we come back, we go backstage to where the audio's a little messed up, but that's okay. Again, this is the first show. They have to go through some technical errors. I get it. But Kathy Kelly tries to get a word in with Adam Pearce after he finishes talking to Bayley. Chad Gable cuts him off and hypes himself up and says how great he is, and that 2025 he will win a singles championship. And next week he wants a challenge against any luchador and will beat them. Pierce says, he's got one in mind for next week. It's obviously Rey Mysterio, but they're trying to keep it like a mystery and whatnot. Pierce says that he's going to make a phone call for later on later on tonight. After that, we get Drew versus Jay, but before that match happens, we see Rock posted something on social media that he's just walking backstage. As he's talking to people backstage, he gets in his trunk after drinking, boo, and then he stops for a second, looks out the window, and says that he will be at NXT tomorrow night. So I have something to watch tonight. I don't know how to watch NXT, but I'm gonna try my hardest to keep all wrestling related content up on here. After we see some more celebrities again, Travis Scott is in the crowd. He's chill. His music's playing. Crowd's like singing along as if it's a concert, and then we get Jey Uso's theme to cut it off. They do like the yeet thing, but Travis is kind of messed up, so he can't get it. And then Drew comes out for his entrance. When he comes out, Jay jumps through the middle rope twice. The first one connects. The second time, Drew catches him and then beats him up, throws him around, runs him into the ring, damages him a little bit. It's okay, because that has no psychology in the match, because towards the end, Jay ends up reversing like a Claymore kicked on the ground. He ends up moving out of the way. Drew hits his back. Jay rolls him up for the 3 count. Gunter has a sick-ass hype package where, honestly, if they just want to keep on giving him hype packages instead of him interviewing himself, I'm more than fine with that, especially if they use that little graphic beforehand. But he just gives a hype package saying what he's done and who he is and why he is Gunter. Kathy Kelly's in backstage talking to Gabriel Iglesias, where they plug his show on Netflix. Tries to say something, but the New Day cuts him off and belittles Kathy for talking to him instead of them. They try to explain what's up, but Kathy Kelly tells them that they're actually out of time. Then Alpha Academy, I think that are they still? I don't remember if they're Alpha Academy or Alpha Babes, but whatever. They come in, do some comedy stuff with Gabriel, then everybody walks off. Then we see a pre-recorded, I guess it's not pre-recorded, but a recorded backstage interview segment where Paul's talking to Roman saying, "Now what's next, my tribal chief?" And he says, Paul asks him what day is the next day, and he says January 27th. Then Roman walks into a locker room. All it says on the back is 2K25, which officially kills all the rumors that we're getting the SmackDown versus Raw series back. That rumor pops up every year, so I didn't believe it too much, but oh well. Another year, another simulation, I guess. After a little ad spot, we get another celebrity thing, and they play Tonight is the Night in the background. I got nostalgic, because that was my era in 2013-ish. You know, that tonight is the night, bright lights, hype crowd, everything go down, we're about to get loud, or something like that. You know what I'm saying. And then, I'm really trying to stall this segment. Hogan comes out with Jimmy Hart. They get freaking mixed reception. As soon as he turns it into a sponsorship for Hogan's beer, he just gets booed out of the arena. He does his normal, brother, dude, brother, dude, brother, Hulkamaniacs, let me tell you something. And Andre gives me a pop every time, brother, dude, brother. After that, we get some more celebrity spots. I don't think they used the song for this one. Then we get Seth versus Punk. They absolutely beat the shit out of each other during this match. Like, Seth is laying shit in, and Punk's trying to be like, listen, I'm old. Just don't hit me that hard. Seth works more as an aggressive heel here, getting in the ref's face like multiple times, telling him like, "You don't want to count me out. I'll run your night too, man." And then he says, "Don't treat me like that. Don't abuse me like that." Which, by the way, just a friendly reminder, you are the ref. You can disqualify him for talking to you like that. The only thing that was bad about this match is that the crowd ended up chanting "Fight Forever." Honestly, that chant needs to die. Like, nobody can fight forever. I understand you mean, oh, this match is good, but just say, great match. No, that's actually lamer, never mind. I just hate "Fight Forever" chants, okay? Let me live. That little rant aside, they had an awesome moment. That was a sequence for the ending where Seth tries to go for the Falcon Arrow mix, and it's like no, that's not the Phoenix Splash. He does a suplex off of the top into the Falcon Arrow. He hits the suplex, then he goes for the Falcon Arrow. Punk hits a GTS. Then he tries the second GTS, but where he got hit with the buckle bomb, he collapsed before doing it. He had enough strength to pull himself back up for the second one to win for Punk. So I presume this blood feud's not over with, but as of right this moment, they at least have a definitive winner between the two. Overall, I'm kind of skeptical on this. I think this was a Raw where they just try to play it safe, and they realized a lot of sponsors would be eyeing the product right now, so they didn't try too hard with the edginess and the great storytelling, but they played it safe. They ended a lot of feuds that started in 2024. I have a strange feeling The Rock will turn back into the final boss before all said and done. I think this was just a thing for people who haven't been watching the product, just to see like, hey, it's Dwayne Johnson putting his thumb of approval on something. Cena better win that Rumble. I swear to God. Finally, we're done with all this tribal conquest stuff. Hopefully, that means that Solo will at least join back up with Roman. Be like, I'm sorry, I acknowledge you. And then who knows? Maybe Jacob Fatu will like spike him and like beat the shit out of him. Be like, you're not supposed to acknowledge him. You're supposed to fight him. You're weak. And then the poison corrupts him now. I don't know, but this is sick either way. I approve of this episode. Oh yeah, and my last comment, by the way, this Punk and Rollins thing hopefully is not over after this. Like, they need this feud to just continue throughout the rest of 2025. This needs to be Punk's, like, him versus Drew of 25. Alright, just going to tackle a little bit of business real quick. Long story short, can't do the, the WWE retro videos anymore because they were all on Peacock and then Netflix hasn't transferred them over. So for right now, I'm just going to say it's on a hiatus until Netflix buys the WWE library like I know they'll ultimately do. But who knows, maybe it'll just be canceled because they actually won't buy the library. I have a couple episodes written in my notes, so gradually through time I'll upload them, but I'm not going to like set a designated day for them anymore. That's just canceled. The only thing I can promise is that every Tuesday, as long as I'm not sick or as long as I don't stall it, whatever, I will have a Monday Night Raw review, and then I have a new thing. I'm going to try for Wednesdays to do NXT, but I don't know about that. The new thing, however, is that since Dynamites are available on HBO Max not HBO now, since Dynamites and Collisions are available on there, every Thursday and Sunday, I think, I'll try to upload those. If not, it'll be someday correlating to those. So starting this Wednesday, I'm going to upload last week's Dynamite, and then Thursday we'll have the 8th Dynamite uploaded, and then we'll go in order from there. Also, any other shows, like there was a Noah event, Wrestle Dynasty, Wrestle Kingdom, etc., etc. If I can find the pay-per-views for free, I'll review those for you all. Also, I'm not sure if I'll actually review NXT. That was just kind of a bit, but if I can find it, I'll review it for you all. I'll also try to do some news throughout the week. So, if you just like wrestling, tune in. Tune the fuck in. Sorry. All right. Bye.